Good morning, good morning. Happy Wednesday, happy Wellness Wednesday. I hope you had a fabulous Christmas. And I am so happy to be here for episode 13 of Wellness Wednesday. If you don't know me, my name is Donna. I am a mom, I am a nana. I am recently retired from my job of 21 years, but not retired, just retired from my job. And I believe that I'm a wellness advocate. I believe that wellness is something that we can find, especially when we share with others how we have moved towards wellness. And wellness is such a broad range of topics that it covers a lot of things. And today, the perfect thing to cover is the post-Christmas holiday financial blow. So one of the reasons I started this is because I love to learn. So this is an opportunity for you to share your tips or for you to reach out to me and let me know if there's something you'd like for me to cover on Wellness Wednesday that you don't really know how to dig into. But I would love to dig into that for you and possibly cover it in a future episode. So definitely reach out to me. Let me know if there's something you would like to see covered. Let me know what you think. And let's get started on today. Did you know that in 2021, 41% of Americans put 90% of their holiday shopping on credit cards? Now, I can tell you easily, without a doubt, that I am also guilty of the same. Although I do try to plan ahead, and a lot of times if I'm using credit cards, it's more because I don't want to compromise bank accounts. We've talked about that recently. And so I then turn around and put cash that I do have back on those credit cards after the fact. It's more of a protection factor than anything. But I am and have been guilty of spending more than I really have on credit cards. So that's where a lot of people get in trouble because we want to make Christmas perfect. But the fact of the matter is that a lot of times we don't have a lot of free cash, especially in the current economy. So credit cards is where it happens. So what do you do about that debt after Christmas has passed? Well, there's 5 simple in quotations because it's a lot of times easier said than done. 5 ways to assess your situation and start to get a handle on it right away as soon as the bills start rolling in after Christmas. First of all, you want to assess the situation to get a view of the real cost, which is, if you're one to save receipts, Christmas receipts, until after everybody's gotten their gifts and they like them, then you may have a pile of those that you can match up to the credit card statements as they start coming in so that you can get a full picture of what you've actually spent. Excuse me, these weather changes are just killing my sinuses. So you can put all that into an Excel spreadsheet or get it all together. There's a couple of apps out there now that kind of put all of your bills, all of your spending in one view. And that is a great way to take a look at what you've really spent and assess it. In order to really do that, you have to take a break. So you have to put those credit cards away, limit your spending. It is very easy after a month or so of indulgence of all kinds, going out to meals, treating family members, whatever, that's now maybe become a habit. So putting the credit cards away, not using them, and setting maybe even a stricter budget in January than what you normally would helps you get a real picture as the bills roll in of what you've actually spent. So take a break, give the credit cards a rest, stick them in the freezer, stick them in the safe, whatever the case may be. Cut them up if you feel like you've gone way overboard and get a really good look at what's spent by not adding to it before you get a chance to. One of the things that a lot of people do is they have credit cards that have point systems, cash back systems, etc. Now is a great time to redeem those items. You can a lot of times redeem those points or that cash back towards your credit card balance or towards cash in your bank account. And this is a great way to start already, redeem those points for gift cards that you can use for your regular normal shopping so that you're spending less, or redeem them for cash back on your credit card statement. Miles also, if you've got to travel and your credit card is screaming, if you've got miles that you've earned in the process of Christmas shopping, then you can redeem those miles. This is a great time to start condensing all of that so that you can reduce your daily or monthly spending as you start out into the new year trying to get a handle on what you've spent over the holidays. So redeem those points, get those gift cards, especially if you can get them for gift cards, like Amazon or a grocery store that you use regularly, whatever the case may be. If you can redeem those points and use those gift cards to help reduce costs, then that's a great option. Like I said, miles, if you have to travel in the month of January or February, your credit card's already screaming, you may have racked up a significant amount of miles that can help soften that blow a little bit to get you through as you get a handle on your holiday spending. If you have the option of moving some of that debt to a lower interest or zero interest card, now this is not to say that you should necessarily run out and open up another card that has that option to do that, because sometimes that can snowball into trouble. But if you have the ability to move debt to an existing card that has a lower interest rate, now is a good time to do that, because when you're getting a picture of that real cost, you also have to take into consideration fees and interest that you might pay. For example, you may have signed up for a credit card that got you a really good deal on a Christmas gift and got you 0% interest for 6 months. Great. Figure out what it's going to take to pay that item off within that 6 months so that you're not paying any interest or fees. But if that's not the option, then perhaps you have one that you can move it to. And then you start making a plan for the next year. You start making a plan on how you're going to pay that debt off sooner. A little bit extra, of course, make sure your minimum payments are made, but any extra money should go towards your highest interest cards. You kind of know this. This is not new information. Making sure that you're allocating the funds to the highest interest cards or the cards with the highest balances and the most fees to get that down quickly. And then start thinking about next year and how you can keep this from happening next year. Either starting, if your bank doesn't do a Christmas club account, I don't even know if that's a thing anymore. I might be showing my age there. If your bank has a Christmas club account, or if they don't, you start your own. There are some great online savings banks out there. Marcus Goldman Sachs is one that comes to mind that have very, very high interest rates on savings right now. And while those rates are probably not always going to stay there, that is a great place to start socking away a little bit towards next year's Christmas so that you can stay off the credit cards. And for any emergency, really, because the average American has less than $500 in savings, and you really should try to have at least $1,000 emergency fund so that you don't have to touch those credit cards if you have an issue. Good morning, Beth. So those are some simple steps towards recovering from that financial. But then you still have to figure out how to pay for it. And sometimes your budget's just stretched a little thin. And of course, there's always the option of getting a second job. Some people do that before Christmas to find the money to pay for Christmas, and others have to do that afterwards to help pay down the Christmas debt. But let's face it, while there's a lot of great jobs out there right now, not everybody has some. If you don't have a whole lot of extra commitment, a lot of obligations, a second job is certainly an option, and a smart one. If it keeps you too busy to spend and allows you time to put away extra money. However, most of us are up to our eyeballs in obligations, family, time we don't want to take away from others, or demanding initial full-time jobs. So there's some other options to accumulate some funds to help pay for that Christmas debt and maybe even put you in a better position for 2023 when Christmas time and holidays and birthdays roll around. So if you are not in a position to go clock in at a second job and take up that time, here's some other options. One is to purge and sell existing items. You've got all those cool new Christmas gifts, but more than likely that means that you've got something in your home that is no longer going to be used. The old saying is, one man's trash is another man's treasure. Just because you won't use it doesn't mean somebody else can't. Places like Facebook Marketplace, eBay, and even Amazon make it very, very easy to, especially with Facebook Marketplace, as long as you do it safely, make it very, very easy to offload existing items that you are no longer using that somebody else might be able to, and give you an opportunity to accumulate extra dollars. If you're purging clothing and you have excellent condition clothing that you need to offload, you can do things like Poshmark. Again, Etsy is another place. eBay is another place where, and I'm sure there's others out there. Those are just the ones I have heard of, where you can post excellent used clothing for sale. You can also go sometimes to local thrift stores or local secondhand stores and get shopping credits. So if you're a clothing shopper and you're trying to reduce that income, like we talked about a few minutes ago, then taking some of that clothing to some place like Plato's Closet or a local secondhand store and trading out for store credit or for cash is an option to help, give you an avenue to shop without extending the debt. Labels. Thank you, Beth. I appreciate that. I knew we had a local one. I just couldn't think of it. So if you know you're a clothing shopper and you might struggle a little bit to stay off that credit card, now is a great time to go through your closet, pull out some things that you haven't maybe worn in the last year or so. Go visit your local store like Labels here for me, as Beth suggested, and like I said, trade that in for some cash or for some shopping credit, so that if you do get that bug, you can go there and do some shopping without hitting the credit cards again. So you can purge and sell existing items. A garage sale is certainly always an option, and that's an old school option. There's so many online options these days that you have the ability to reach more people with it. Just remember, if you're using things like Facebook Marketplace, to put some safety mechanisms in place. If you're meeting people, meet them in a public place. Some sheriff's office and police departments actually have specified parking spots where you can go and meet people that you're selling to or buying from, to keep yourself safe. Make sure if you're, that somebody's home with you, simple things like that, because unfortunately sometimes people do take advantage of situations like that. So if you are going to do something like that, just make sure you're doing it in a safe manner, and don't over communicate personal details about yourself. So I've done plenty of selling and buying on Facebook Marketplace, and have been very fortunate, but I've always made sure that somebody extra was home, or that a neighbor knew that someone was coming. Good morning, Laura. That a neighbor knew somebody was coming, or that I met them in a public place during the day where there's lots of people, lots of witnesses. It's just, like I said, I'm not trying to make anybody paranoid, but it's always a good idea to be on the lookout and conduct yourself in a very safe manner when you're meeting up with a stranger. So purging and selling of existing items. There are apps and websites where you can get cash rebates for shopping. You may have already been using them at Christmas time, and this again falls under the redeem category. So these are ways that, whether you're using them to handle your Christmas debt or using them to put yourself in a better future position, they're very, very beneficial. There's some that I use routinely, and if you want those links, I'm more than happy to message them to you, so just let me know. I know Rakuten is very, very popular. I have a close friend of mine that has been using it for years. I've never really made time for it. I probably should, but it offers a lot of cashback options when you're shopping in your favorite places. Get Upside is a great it's not new, it's been around for a few years now, but Get Upside, they're getting better, is a great app for gas, for getting cash back on your gas. If you got to fill your tank anyway, you open up the app, you look for a local place that you would get gas at that is offering a cashback option, and you can build cash there that can actually be transferred to you via PayPal or be cashed in for gift cards. Fetch Rewards is another great one. Good morning, Wade and Sandy. Fetch Rewards is another great one. I use it frequently. You just scan your receipts as you're shopping. You build up points. And, there's one that it sounds like you use Get Upside as well. Get Upside's very handy, especially when gas is very high priced. Fetch Rewards, you just scan your receipts as you're getting them. You can set it up to scan your email receipts as well. It accumulates points, and those points can be cashed in for gift cards. So these are ways, again, that you can supplement your current shopping to stay off the credit cards. You can use them as gifts going forward. There's just lots of things that you can do that don't take up very much time, that can actually garner you extra money or extra gift cards in the, that act like money, to help you, whether you're recovering from the holidays financial stress or just need a little extra. Another one I use frequently is Ibotta. Everybody does a little differently on Ibotta, but that is another opportunity to earn cash back on items you're purchasing. I don't maybe earn as much as the next person because I'm very careful about what I buy, and a lot of those things don't come with coupons or rebates. But I do occasionally, I think I've earned about $357 back from Ibotta in the time that I've been using it, which is about 2 to 3 years. So there's some great options out there. I'm sure there's more that I don't know about, but I'm happy to send you a link if one of these is one you haven't heard of and you want to sign up for it. I'm happy to send you a link, and then you get a little something and I get a little something. So, and that brings me to the next item, which is affiliate marketing, which is exactly how that works. So another way that you can make a little bit of passive income is through affiliate marketing. I see people doing it with Amazon and a lot of other companies where if you're using their link to purchase, they're making a tiny bit of commission. So this is absolutely, if somebody else can do it, this is absolutely something that you can too. So affiliate marketing is absolutely something to consider, especially if it comes down to items that you might recommend anyway. You can throw out a link and say, hey, I bought this. I have a friend that's got a book club, and when people purchase from her links for those books, she gets a tiny bit of commission. So all of these little things, if you can manage them, can add up to be quite a bit. Another option of accumulating funds to help with the holiday debt or set yourself up for a better situation in 2023 is to turn your hobby or craft into a side hustle. Especially if it's something you love to do. And you sometimes have to be careful here, because if it's something you truly love to do, turning it into work can sometimes backfire. Excuse me. But it can also sometimes turn into something way better than you imagined. My daughter makes some amazing crafts. I have a friend who makes these beautiful, beautiful signs for your home, Christmas decorations, home decorations. And I'm sure that when it started out as a hobby for her, and it has now actually turned into a full-time thing. But you can turn your hobby or craft into a side hustle. If you're very, very handy, with making things, there's opportunities out there to sell those on places like Etsy and eBay and Amazon, Facebook Marketplace, again. So if you've got things accumulating because you've been playing around with a hobby, those are great opportunities to turn that into something else. And then of course, the other option to a part-time job, to make a little bit of income on the side is to start a side hustle. I myself have a business. There are a lot of online network marketing businesses that are very much legit. I know that some people view them as pyramid schemes, and some of them may be, but most of them truly are not, because that would be illegal. And if you're into anything like essential oils, or nail strips, or activewear, or cooking goods, there's a lot of really legit companies that we all love to buy from that actually offer opportunities to have your own business through them. I have one with activewear, so I can help you with that if that's something that you would be interested in. However, if you're interested in other things like essential oils, like I said, makeup, nail strips, I have all kinds of friends in my network that I can hook you up with if you've decided that 2023 is a great time to start a new online business, and make a little extra money to either recover from that holiday spending or set yourself up better for 2023. So those are just some ideas on how you can get a handle on your spending and then bring some additional income in. It is, I honestly wish that somebody would have told me 20 years ago the benefits of having additional streams of revenue. I was raised in an era where you focused on one job and you did it as well as you could, and you got your just rewards. And unfortunately, it's nobody's fault, but that's just unfortunately not the way with our economy, that things necessarily work anymore. So if you have that time on your hands, even just a little bit of time, some of these things like the affiliate marketing or starting a network marketing side business are fantastic options for adding income to your world without having to punch the time clock. So again, like we talked about, assess the situation, get a real view of what you've spent over the holidays. Stop the spending, put the credit cards away, try to restrict yourself a little bit while you get a handle on everything. Redeem points, miles, etc. that you can use to help keep you off of those credit cards or reduce those balances. One thing I forgot to mention, return items that you're not going to use. Maybe you bought some extra gifts, maybe you received a gift, double gifts from somebody. Return those, get the cash back, get a gift card before the return window is up. Move the debt to zero or lower interest cards if you can, and then start making a plan for the next year to free up or increase your income, which falls into those other 5 things I talked about, like purging and selling existing items, using the cash back or gift card reward apps with the shopping you're already doing, affiliate marketing, turning your hobby or craft into a side hustle, or starting an actual online business. So if you have any questions about any of these, please feel free to reach out to me. If you need links to any of these, I'm happy to help with that. And if you need a referral to anybody that has a type of online business that you might be interested in, like I said, like essential oils, nail strips, or my own favorite, activewear, please reach out to me. I can either give you more information on my business, or I can hook you up with some awesome people that can help you get started on something else. So again, I hope your Christmas was fabulous. The new year is coming hard and fast. Please be safe and enjoy it. And if you found this helpful, feel free to share. If you have any questions or have a topic you'd like me to cover on a future Wellness Wednesday, please reach out to me. I am looking forward to shaking things up in 2023 with you. And I hope you have a fabulous day. Bye. Thanks.